Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we are going to discuss another topic, the final topic in Noble Eightfold Path, which is Samma Samadhi, or right concentration. So let's talk about what real right concentration is. Now, this is the final part of the Noble Eightfold Path. So now we started with Samadhi. So what is Samadhi? Samadhi is you understand what is suffering and how did that take place and how do you overcome it and what is the path to overcome this suffering. This wisdom is called Samadhi. So it's not like you feeling that suffering. So if somebody punch your face, yeah, you feel that suffering. That is not what we calling about. We are talking about Samadhi. So that feeling can be felt for the dogs and cows and all the animals, and everybody can feel it. So we don't want a Buddha to tell us what that feeling is. It's really hurt. Yes, we understand that. But the Samadhi, that is a wisdom. So we have to understand that how this suffering emerges and how we're going to get rid of it. What's the path? So we have been talking about this eightfold path, Noble Eightfold Path, and we thoroughly understand now what that is. So once we understood the Samadhi properly, then thereafter all the other six topics except the Samadhi is surrounded by the Samadhi. Let's say Samadhi, then Samma Sankappa, everything what we are thinking, everything Samma Vacha, what we are talking about, Samma Kammanta, the actions what we do, Samma Ajiva, our livelihood, Samma Vayama, the efforts what we are going to do, what we are trying to do, and mindfulness. So all of these six things have been surrounded by Samadhi. So let's say once if a person, he thoroughly understands this Samadhi and it is in his mind, it's been concreted. So whatever he is going to do, whatever he is going to speak, whatever he is going to think, always being surrounded by the Samadhi. So do you think, is there any chance for him to do any unethical or anything which is going to help him to develop this Raga Dvesha Moha? If he really understands, 100% understands what that is, so anything he's going to do, talk or think is going to be shielded with this Samadhi. So always, whatever he does, whatever he speaks, whatever he thinks is leading to the path to Nibbana. So he is in the right concentration to the path to Nibbana. So that is called Samma Samadhi. So that Samma Samadhi, there are millions or billions of Samadhis. So some in current Buddhist talks, they're talking about Samma Samadhi means concentration and they get into the jhanas and that sort of stuff, first, second, third, fourth jhanas. So those are also called Samadhi, yes. So if you just concentrating on one thing and then not any other thing, then your concentration is building up, and then you can achieve those jhanas regardless what. If you keep talking go, and then your concentration comes to that, and then you can have jhanas. But having jhanas is not what Buddha taught us. Buddha didn't tell us to concentrate on one thing. So what he was talking about is to purify our mind from raga, desha, moha. So that is the only thing we have to do, because the nibbana is eradication of raga, eradication of dvesha, eradication of moha. It means eradication of desire, aversion, and delusion. So that is our target. That is our ultimate goal. Our goal is to eradicate raga, dvesha, moha. If somebody has eradicated raga, dvesha, moha 100%, it means he is an arahant. So that is what we are going to achieve. So to eradicate raga, dvesha, moha, so we have to understand what the attachment is, how this raga occurs. So that's because of our ignorance, and then we attach to things, then we suffer. So if we attach to something, it means when we attach to something, we expect things, expect to satisfy our six senses. So if our expectation didn't meet, then we go to our second phase, which is dvesha, or we getting angry, aversion. So for all of these things, the first thing we have to eradicate is raga. Once you 100% eradicated your raga, there's no way for dvesha, because dvesha is the second phase of raga. If your expectation doesn't meet, so then you become somebody with dvesha. So our root cause is this raga. So why we have raga? Because of our ignorance and attachment. So that's where we got this raga, and then that's where we get our suffering from. So when we develop that concentration, then we are going to the path of Nibbana. So that is the concentration Buddha was talking about. Once we understand that Samadhi fully, then as we spoke, whatever we do, whatever we speak, whatever we think is going to be surrounded by this Samadhi, the right view. So what is right view? Again, the reason I'm telling again and again and again this same thing is, this is the only thing we have to understand. So we know that anything we attach to has been developed or appearing because of the fact that there are reasons got together. So that is what Buddha says, hetum paticca sambhutam. So those reasons are really out of our control. So even though we're willing to be in these ways, this should happen this way, it is not, because that is happening because of the reason. So when we attach to the result, when the reason changes, the result changes, or it's going to be disappeared. So because of the fact that the thing we attached to is changing or disappear, so we are having suffering. So we talk about that we love our mom's figure when she is 35, but now she is 65. Because of the recent changes, now her figure's been changed. So now we don't like it. So that's why we are suffering. Oh my goodness, she's going old, and she got all wrinkles and things, and she's sick. Getting sick is also the same thing. Some of those reasons are not getting functioning properly, so she gets sick. And if she's gonna die, what's the reason for dying? One or many reasons are not working properly. What reasons for to keep her survival, her alive? So likewise, when we concentrate on this Samadhi, so our understanding, our wisdom is developing step by step. So that concentration does not change. So it's like once you understand, now 2 + 2 is 4. And doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter which language you speak, doesn't matter how old are you, doesn't matter which country you live now, you understand 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not going to be 2 plus 2 is 3, depending on the situation. That understanding. Likewise, once you understood this Samadhi, it remains with you and it is developing little by little by little till you become an Arahant. So that concentration is not going to be changed once you understand the Samadhi properly. So it helps you to lead your life towards the path to Nibbana. So let's say, for example, somebody becomes Sotapanna once you get that understanding 25%. This is an example. So it means the entire, all the items, Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Kammata, Ajiya, Vayama, Sati. So all these 7 things being simultaneously being developed up to that level. So then you get 75% of Samadhi. And again, when you keep practicing, so your concentration goes up again, let's say 50%. And then let's say you are Sakadagami. And then again, so you have to keep practicing this, you have to understand first Samadhi. So Samma Sankappa, anything you think about, anything you do, anything you speak, so any effort, any livelihood, so everything, now your entire life has been focused on this path to Nibbana, has been focused to stay away from these attachments. Entire life has been focused to understand what are the problems you get when you attach to anything. So always you are vigilant about that. So then what happens is your Samma Samadhi, or that concentration, builds up. And once that concentration is up to 100%, let's say, you are Arahant. And once Buddha said, if somebody asks, what is Samma Samadhi? So how we get Samma Samadhi? So then Buddha gives them a very good example. So Buddha asked the monk, if any farmer wants to get a good trunk of the tree, or the fruits or the flowers of that particular tree, so what he has to do? So then Buddha, the monk replies, so he has nothing to do. Only thing he has to do is to put water, fertilizers, like whatever the tree needs to be, tree needs for a good growth. So what farmer has to do is to supply all of these things. It means treat the tree. So Buddha asks, does he know that when he's gonna see flowers, or when he's gonna see fruit? Then the monk replies, no, he doesn't know. So what he has to do is keep watering, keep fertilizing, that sort of stuff. So Buddha says exactly like that. So you don't know when this Samadhi is gonna be with you fully, 100%. So what you have to do is just practice this path. Understand Samadhi, then put that into whatever you talk, whatever you think, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, whatever you do, and what right effort, any effort you're putting into. So you have to keep that mindset, and your livelihood, you have to keep that livelihood with you. So when you practice all of these 7 things, that Samma Samadhi is being developing automatically. So like, you don't know exactly when you're going to get flowers from that particular tree. You don't know exactly when you're going to get fruits from that particular tree. You don't know when you're going to get the good trunk for timber furnitures from that particular tree. So what you have to do is keep watering and keep fertilizing, protect that tree. So in this path to Nibbana, what you have to do is protect your mind. Keep that Samadhi always surrounded whatever you do. So hope you understand some Samadhi. So I'll come up with another topic very soon. So bye for now. Dear one Saranai.